everybody, and welcome to Painting Happy Little Minis. I'm Gretchen.
Gretchen, you say? I'm not so sure of that.
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry, I gotta keep it up. I am Dave.
Evil Dave.
Evil Dave.
And
Evil. Welcome.
excellent.
Excellent.
We were talking earlier, we feel like Dave looks like the evil villain, and I look like the sidekick character that they make toys of.
Yep. Exactly. The bumbling sidekick, the one that I can never get rid of, but the one that never...
So I'm your most loyal minion.
For sure. I've driven away all of my other minions. But I was also trying some Tom Hardy Bane. You have merely adopted painting. I was born into it.
Beautiful.
Mask is great, except that the strap
sweaty?
goes down here. It's a little bit sweaty, yeah.
I feel like it just like...
And it pulls down on my nose. My nose is to be so red when I take it off. But we'll keep it there.
But hello, everyone. Welcome
Hello,
to
hello.
the Paint Night Before Halloween.
What would be fantastic is if that was actually like a laugh track that Leona had. And I could be talking and then all of a sudden...
Just... We should work on that next year.
Next
Put
year.
it-
Soundboard.
Next year.
Put it...
Yeah,
Put in the checklist.
Yeah.
I need to get a soundboard.
You
Yeah.
really do, Leona. You should have that power. You should.
I
That would be
should
fantastic.
invest.
But
Awesome.
today we are going to be painting minis from Fireteam Zero. And they are pretty spooky. I'm actually going to paint the dude right on the front there.
Yep, this one.
Yeah, that one.
So this is Monster Pack A. It comes with 5 delightful monsters. And I'm going to be painting this one, who is the Daughter of Typhon is the name. Of course, I picked the black mini and I'm putting it in front of the black suit. Where's a good spot? There we go. So it's kind of a little or a young girl being carried along on a set of spider legs. So quite frightening, really.
Don't like it. Nope, all of these guys are pretty creepy.
Yeah.
We got this guy who's being like split in half. They're all kind of mutilated and having a moment. And we got this. Let's see, this way? This way. We
there
got
we go.
this.
It's
This
like a
is a...
crazy snake, but it's called the
Wormy
Infesting
thing.
Queen.
Ooh, that doesn't
Infesting
sound fun.
You're painting the Whispering Fetch.
Ooh. Yeah, I chose him because he had hand faces.
Yep.
And it reminded me of Labyrinth. And now I'm just going to think to myself every time I watch Labyrinth and there's like the hand
Doing the
things,
thing.
puppet faces going on, that this is just what's behind them.
Yep. There's also a little bit of the Pale Man from
Little bit,
Pan's
yeah.
Labyrinth,
With
with the eyes in the hands.
Little bit of that.
Great movie.
Yeah.
It is a good movie.
Everybody should watch that movie. Okay? Come back and we'll talk about it.
Fantastic. Are we going to talk about some movies tonight?
Yeah.
Talk a little bit more about Dune?
Yes.
So I have my goggles for... Maybe I should just get myself a still suit, right?
You should. Just do
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to Australia in 2 weeks. They make them there. That's where the Fremen live.
Oh, no.
That's so real, though. The Fremen do live there.
Yes.
Josh, Labyrinth or Pan's Labyrinth? Both.
Both. Both.
James Dinkoff says, "Hi, all." Hello to James. Josh also says, Dave's like a steampunk Bane. Needs some sarcasm and phrases like, "Yes, Batman. You see, even a child knows he needs 2 thin coats."
2. Oh. I gotta tell you, I just have to take this off for a little bit. Ugh.
That's okay.
Yep. There we go. How red does my nose look?
Not Not too
Not too
bad.
bad?
Yeah, doing
Okay,
a pretty good
that's
job
good.
there. Yeah.
There we go. Now I think it's got a tube run it down here.
Yep.
Up to my nose.
You need bright blue contacts.
Yeah, that would be cool. Except I couldn't wear contacts, so I'm not a fan of like putting things in my eye.
Oh.
Like even that's freaking me out.
Become
I
a
put
fan.
my eyeliner on with my eyes open and without blinking before I came here.
Yep.
Dave did not do that.
I sadly did not do that. I had my wife put my eyeliner on. No, I do not have that skill. I do not. I'm going to take this off just for a sec. Ah. There we go. Ooh. There we go. Goggles up. Glasses on. Now
Can
I
you
can
see now?
see. I can see. Hooray!
Also, I told everyone that they need to bring their spookiest mini painting stories.
Ooh, I like it.
Fantastic.
You know, when you're painting and then there's a ghost.
Yeah, that happens all the time. You know that one time when I was just painting little squiggles and it was a Ouija board? I don't...
So I don't believe in ghosts or anything, but
I am afraid of no ghosts.
I didn't say I wasn't afraid of them. I just said I didn't believe them.
Well, for Dave, it's that you're painting and then there's a zombie. That's what.
Well, no, it was like when we first moved into my wife and I first moved into our house. There was some activity that in the house that made me believe, maybe not believe, but probably to the point of almost believing that there was the disembodied spirit of a young boy living in our back room, or existing in our back room, not really living.
That's
So,
fun.
yeah.
Like in a lot of not fun ways, but you know.
You know those little like when you're in the house alone and there's like the sound of like footsteps running down the hall.
Yeah.
Anybody else experienced that?
Not in my current house, but I also have animals because the key trick to never living in a haunted house is having a cat.
Right. So
Because
the
no
cat.
matter what happens or what you hear, you just blame it
It's the cat.
on the cat.
Right.
It doesn't matter if the cat's in the same room with you, it's the cat.
That's fair. That's fair. Completely. I can see that. Excellent.
It's my patented trick for never living in a haunted house.
Just get animals.
Sean says, my scariest painting story is grabbing the primer instead of the clear coat.
That is frightening. That is terrible. Please tell me you saw it before you sprayed it. I don't know if I think I might have told that story. I had a friend who we were preparing for a tournament, and he'd painted up an orc wyvern rider, had it all ready. It was really nice, and the tournament was like the next day. And he grabbed a can and went out onto my landing outside my house, and it was dark out there. But he sprayed
No.
and brought it back in, and he'd picked up the black spray. So it was like, okay, let's let's repaint this guy. Let's get him done. Yeah, it was pretty grim.
Also, hello to Silent Seth, Sean, Josh,
Cool.
Potter, Ashlyn, and Robert Evans. Thanks for joining.
Excellent.
All right.
Oh, James says try that with a bobcat.
You know, I live with a
I think
very
you could.
large cat. It's fine.
Yeah. The bobcat would take care of anything that was there.
Yeah, in fact,
Just
it'd
in
be
case.
better with the bobcat. It just... The weirder the animal, the better that works. Because you have better weirdness factors to deal with.
Right.
Also, to James, you are the
Oh,
winner of
Oh, yeah.
last week's giveaway.
You should have had a bit of a drum roll for that.
Oh, sorry. We announced it last week.
We did. So I'm not sure whether James saw that or not.
James, you're the winner.
Congratulations.
Rewatch next week.
Woot.
So if you can I sent a message on the Facebook post, so make sure you look at that. It has details on how to contact us
Name your prize.
and give us your prize, so that we can give you your prize.
Yes, congratulations.
Oh,
you won.
you were at work. That's fair.
Cool.
Scariest painting story: Tester's candy apple red instead of dull coat. The cans look the same, but the print was small.
Excellent. And hello, Robert. A little late, but I'm here. That's cool. So you missed my mask.
Yeah, everyone needs to go back and watch
The intro.
Dave's beginning. Maybe I'll clip it so we can all enjoy it.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
It can live in infamy.
I'll put it back on soon.
I won't be the
I just
only
needed
one.
a break from the pressure that it puts on my nose.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
Okay.
JT says, there was a haunted hotel I went to a few times before they tore it down.
That's
Was the
cool.
Bellevue Biltmore in Bel Air
Ooh.
or Bel Air, Florida.
Florida. Ah.
That's nifty. I want to go to a haunted hotel with one of my buddies. That sounds like something that she'd like.
What was that BuzzFeed show? It wasn't a BuzzFeed. Maybe it was.
There was like...
That was like about haunted stuff.
There was so many of those.
The two guys.
Which one? Was it... Because there was like Taps, the one where it was like the ghost, like the more serious business ghost guys. And then there's the one with the one guy who was like a ghost hunter. And he kind of like dressed in that early 2000s fashion and had the temperament of like a frat boy.
Oh yeah.
That they
I know
found
what you're talking
at a bar, and they offered him his own show.
Is that Ghost Hunter?
I think it was.
Yeah, it was
like,
Ghost Hunter.
It kind of, and he wasn't not like a frat boy, as in like a negative, not like frat boy negatively, like frat like he had like the temperament of like a Labrador.
A bro.
Okay.
Yeah, like he was very much just like excited, like they found like a wandering frat boy who believed in ghosts, and they were like, "Do you believe in ghosts?" And he was like, "Boy, do I!" And they were like, "Do you want to go find him?" And he was like, "Yeah!" And
Yeah,
there's that
actually,
kind of
yeah.
excitement throughout every episode.
No, it's true. Ghost Hunters is actually great.
Like, it's not very
It's great
scientific in
TV.
any way, shape, or form.
No.
But the enthusiasm
Yeah.
that they bring is worth it. Because he's the only one that seems to actually believe in ghosts.
Yeah, the other
Like, he
people-
goes there and he's like, "I gotta be careful. I don't want the spirits to come home with me. It's gonna be like, oh my god, bro, it's, you know, like, bro, come on." And then all the other guys are like, "Yeah, okay." Ooh. I love it. Travel Channel. Thank you, Sean. That's what it was.
It was on the Travel Channel?
Yeah. They used to do like a big Halloween countdown thing like every year where they would have people stay in haunted places, like average Joe people, not ghost hunters. Do you remember that, Leona?
Yep.
Did you ever watch? Like, it was a special leading up to Halloween
Yeah.
where they would have like just normal people. They'd be like, did they even get money? I don't even know if they got paid.
No, they definitely got money. They definitely did. I think they did.
Ghost Hunters was Taps, the plumbers. Yes. They were cool. They were serious business, though. They actually brought, like, equipment, and they were, like, skeptical. I feel like they had the Scully energy, and whatever the frat boy was from, he had the Mulder energy. You know what I mean? Like, he wanted
Right.
to believe, and they were like, science.
Weird science.
I would be a ghost hunter for the funs of it. I would do that.
Also, earlier, Ashlyn said that it's freezing, so they've had to turn on their heat. So the paint stays warm.
To keep the paints warm. Keep the paints flowing. Yep. Yeah, it can be tough if they get too cold. Good to hear you've been able to do that, though.
So, Dave, is yours a spider monster?
Yeah. It's kind of
That was very unenthusiastic.
well, it's not directly a spider monster, as far as I can tell. So I'm going to paint it up as like sort of little girl kind of style, but I think it's actually like a lady. But there we go. So yeah, so she's like that, just like normal. The hands are a little bit odd. Her hands look like something's kind of exploding out of them. So they're not actually fingers, but it's as if the wow, my hands are huge. I'll try it over here. Sort of as if the hands stop here, and there's some sort of piece that comes out. It's not mittens, don't worry, but it's something else that's kind of grotesque. But then on the back is that sort of thing erupting from her back. So it's like as if a normal person was standing there, and then all of a sudden 8 limbs exploded from their back. So not scary at all.
Totally normal.
Totally normal. Happens every day. So I think I'm basically going to stick with that fleshy sort of look at the back because it's really disgusting. And but then I'm going to fade the limbs through blue to black, so it still has that sort of spider exoskeleton look going on. So I think that should be fun. Anybody loves a good fade, particularly a fade to black. And scene. For a second there, I thought you were going to fade to black, Leona. I'm sorry.
Should I have faded to black?
How cool would that have been?
That would have been.
Are you able to do that? Or do you need the board? The sound effect board?
No. I could, like, if like this, fade to black.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Where'd we go?
Magical power. Spooky.
It's just not a particularly interesting stream, you know? For everyone else. They're like, oh, that's a cool party trick.
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying because you leave.
Yeah, that's fair. Wasn't gonna ask that you do it like all the time.
Keep doing it. Just every time you... I have to always be on deck to fade to black.
Just ready at a moment's notice.
Yep. Just in case Dave says it.
It just doesn't cut your audio, so like we can still hear you.
Okay, is everybody gone? Have they all left? Great. Bring the lights back up. Yeah, we wouldn't do that. We wouldn't do that to you. Excellent.
So,
there we
what
go.
are people painting this evening?
Yes, what's everybody else working on?
Or what have you been working on?
Have you been working on something spooky?
Spooky.
You don't have to, of course. You could be painting something completely normal.
Someone from the group made a like spooky D&D set,
Ooh.
Yeah?
and I took a picture of it, so
Okay, cool.
we're gonna see it later. I'm super excited.
That's really neat.
I'm building my haunted spooky thing is I'm building a haunted house gingerbread house.
Okay.
I saw
It's like-
kits for that.
Yeah, it's a kit. It's kind of related because
You're
'Cause it's
still
small.
building.
it's a miniature house.
Yeah, that's cool. That's just fine.
Silent Seth painted a vampire steampunk bust. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, cool. Nice work, Seth. Actually, yeah. I think we've been seeing some.
The updates
If
on
that's
that.
Seth Gross, yeah, we've been seeing some updates in the group.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Is that from a game, Seth?
I don't think so.
No,
Okay.
it's not.
Okay. Ashley says, Dave. Dave wanted to see more Corrupted Sisters of Battle, so that's what I'm painting tonight. Fantastic. Very cool. JT's working on an old Necron monolith. Experimental scheme. Oh, Minas Morgul.
Minas Morgul.
Very cool. That's a very cool lighting scheme in Lord of the Rings. Minas Morgul scene.
I went to Lord of the Rings corn maze
You did?
over the weekend. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
really get that fun fall spirit going.
So you did go to one, or are you going to go to
No,
one?
I did go to one.
Excellent. Whereabouts was that?
We called ourselves the Fellowship of the Corn.
You're children of
Okay.
in the corn.
Dave's like, I'm opting out of this story now.
So hang on. So was it a Lord of the Rings theme
Yes.
corn maze before you arrived?
Yes.
Okay, ready. Cool.
It was. It was very well done. It was like out in Western Maryland, and
Did you have to walk there? Please tell me you had to walk there.
we did not have to walk there.
Throw it into the fire.
But it
cast
was.
One
it was
does not
very,
simply walk into Western
One
Maryland.
does not simply walk into the corn. It was very, very well done. The theme of it was really cute. I went there last year and it was Doctor Who themed. And
Okay.
the theatrics for like this tiny little cornfield are amazing. It's not a large like corn maze.
Yeah.
But they like seriously go to town with their theatrics. So they had a whole big setup of the Shire, and you walk through Bilbo's house,
Wow.
like the front door of Bilbo's house, to go into the next setup where they give you your mission. And our mission, and when you get the mission, you have to walk into like this little pavilion that they have dressed up as the prancing pony.
Yep.
And then
Oh, that's cool.
and then the lady there puts on a little video for you to watch, and it was looking through Gladriel's
Just like they do
mirror.
in. Sorry.
And we were looking through Gladriel's mirror, and we were looking in on Elrond and Rivendell as he discussed with Aragorn, and the actors actually were really, really pretty good.
Cool.
Gandalf, however, had a very thick Texan accent. That was interesting.
Very few people know that Ian McKellen actually originated. He was born in Austin.
Gandalf from Texas.
But like everything, like production value for like such a tiny place was like, really high end. And then we were told that our little mission, because it's a scavenger hunt when you're in the corn maze, you have to find all the different like
Yep.
little setups that they have. Our mission was that somehow Aragorn had lost his crown, his ring, and his sword before he
Silly
was to be
Aragorn.
coronated. All across Middle-earth before he was going to be coronated as king. And that because at first he wasn't king for so long, some people in Middle-earth was like, that guy shouldn't be king. So we had to go find these items to prove that he was king.
Right.
And then they
Cool.
had other things hidden in the corn as well. So we found Tom Bombadil.
Now school? Oh, Tom Bombadil.
No, we found Tom Bombadil. And it was very fun. And then some of the actors were, obviously some of the people who were helping out with the corn. So we ran into someone dressed as Frodo, He was very sassy. And
Did you say sassy or
sassy?
gassy?
He was sassy.
Okay, sassy.
Yes, we were one of the last groups of the night, and I think he was tired. And
Sure.
and we went walk a different direction. He goes, "You're going the wrong way." We're like, "Oh, okay." And then from like they have a tower in the middle of the cornfield, so if you get lost, you put up your flag and someone can come get you. And
Yep.
the guy who had played Aragorn in the video was the heckler up in the tower.
All right.
Just kind of heckling people. But I think my favorite moment was the moment that we went from the Shire section into the I'll just call it the Elven section, because there was Rivendell, but there was a couple other like moments that were elf themed. The music changed to like super funky pop music.
Okay.
And we were like, we are with the elves now. We are with the elves. All is well. But yeah, it was very fun, and like of course they couldn't. They had to find a way to kind of give us a scavenger hunt while also not angering all of ye old Lord of the Rings fans. But I think they did an excellent job, and it was very humorous to see how they tied everything together.
Cool.
Because the last thing you find is the king and queen.
Yep.
And we were like, oh no, Aragorn got lost too. The corn takes us all.
Oh, that's funny.
So it was fun. No one is immune to the corn.
Yep. JT, it does sound amazing.
Oh.
After thousands of years, clearly the elves know how to party.
Yeah. Excellent. No, that does sound really good.
It was very, very thematic, very fall, and we all had a good time.
We went to a corn maze on Friday night that was not as Lord of the Rings themed. And when I say not as, it was like the closest thing would be they had a really large pavilion with lots of fairy lights in it, which kind of reminded me of like Bilbo's birthday party.
Oh.
But apart from that, there was the only other connection was that there was corn in a maze.
You can still be part of the Fellowship of the Corn.
Yeah. But they had a scavenger hunt as well. They had like 10 different stations throughout the maze, and it was kind of weird. There was like one entrance and one exit.
Okay.
But most of the maze was basically it had been cut in the shape of a tractor.
That's
This
cute.
thing was huge.
So
right?
ours was cut into the shape of like the poster from Return of the King. And we didn't know that it was like so intricate until we got out, and we were like, ooh, we've done it. And we got to take a picture with Gandalf, and then they were like, you see those shirts that you can get that are like super cool? And I was like, yeah, they have like Aragorn on them, and it says Return of the King or Fellowship of the King or something. Like it had something like what they were calling themselves. And they're like, yeah, that was the maze you were in.
Right.
And they're like, wow, you guys really go all out.
Yep.
That's intense.
That is
okay.
intense. Nice. Yeah, for ours, they had a like each of the different locations. Basically, they had a list of questions, and the questions were all about corn and farming, and they were multiple choice. So when you got to that questions spot, like the little sign
Yours was
in the maze.
educational.
Kind of, yeah. That you could have just run around. When you got there, it would just say the answer. It would say like Station 2. The answer is D. So you could just like punch a hole next to D. You didn't have to actually read any of the questions. But as we were getting towards the end of the night, when we were getting close to when they were going to close it all down and turn off the lights, it was like my wife just looked at the sheet and she was like, okay, we're going to find 1 and 10. And we looked at it, then she looked at the question, she looked at the answers, and she's like, okay, we can go now. The answer is D. The answer is E. It's like, yep, that's fair. I'm good with that. But
we were on a
the younger members of our party were not as interested in just leaving.
we were on a full-on little quest. We were gonna find all the bits and baubles.
That is awesome.
We were gonna save Middle Earth. It was a fun time. Anytime we ended up not knowing where to go, we would just look at the corn and see if there was a broken stalk pointing a direction, and then we'd go where the corn told us to go.
You were the Fellowship of the Corn.
And every time there was a secret pathway, because they had those, we would take it.
Excellent.
Fun times. Highly recommend.
Did anybody pop up on the tower and call out, "They're taking the hobbits to Isengard"?
No, but they should have. They definitely should have. I think the only moment that there was, because I mean, other than being in a cornfield at night, it wasn't really scary. There was no one popping out or anything. But we did have a moment at the very beginning where we were super excited and getting ready to go, and we got to our first scavenger hunt thing, and it was supposed to be in the Shire there's a windmill and a scarecrow, because it's farms. And so we got there and there was only the windmill.
Oh.
And we're like, where's the scarecrow? Where'd the scarecrow go?
Where's he going to pop out
There's
from?
just something inherently untrustworthy about being told that you'd find a scarecrow and then finding the scarecrow missing.
I think there's something inherently untrustworthy about scarecrows. Just full stop.
We just kept walking. We were
Yep.
let's not question it. Let's just... There's no need to question where the scarecrow went. That sounds like the beginning of a scary movie. And you know what we're not? The beginning of a scary movie.
We're coming in right halfway through.
Yeah.
Fantastic. My wife did explain to my daughters about the Stephen King movie, Children of the Corn story. Children of the Corn. While we were wandering through the corn, and I just kept thinking, this is not a good idea to suggest to children. You can go and live in the corn with no adults.
Yeah.
Let's not suggest that to them.
When we were getting our little safety instructions, the lady was very adamant that only children instinctively know the way of the corn.
Right.
And she was like, if you haven't brought a child, then you're just on your own. And our group, of course, had no children, so we were like, oh no, we didn't bring a guide child.
You say, we're all young at heart.
We turned to the youngest member of our fellowship and told her she would have to be the child for us all.
You were the token child. And did they go, Mom, I don't want to. I don't want to
She's
be
I
the
don't want to be the
child.
leader. No, she didn't. She was okay being the child. She did not want to be the leader.
Oh, okay.
And we were like, nope, it's too late. Plus, she's the one who brought the Gandalf staff, and it lit up. So,
Okay.
automatically makes you the leader of the corn maze.
Yep.
Josh Potter says, at least it wasn't a corn maze. Corne. That could be messy.
Definitely messy. What did I slip in? Blood.
That's fine.
Blood.
What's that hanging from the corn stalks?
Is that
Skulls.
corn? It's blood.
Blood.
Wow, this is weird corn. It's blood.
Fantastic. Yes, at least it wasn't that. Definitely good. Okay. How's your dude coming along?
He's coming along fairly well. That's perfectly right there. He's just blurry. But yeah, so I did a bit of a base coat.
I think if you were to take that model out of there, your hand would be in focus. But it's just that the camera doesn't want to focus on it.
Uh-huh.
Kind of cryptid style.
Yeah, it's more that if you move. Oops, sorry. Just in Dave's shot.
Oh.
But yeah, so I went in and I
You just have to move it
did like a base coat, and then I'm going in and building up a couple bits of highlight and a little bit of purpley shadow. I really wanted to go with kind of not purposely what you see on the box art because I actually hadn't seen that till Dave lifted it up. But I was inspired by all the Labyrinth puppet hands because I really want to watch the Muppets Halloween special that came out this weekend.
Excellent.
So we're gonna do like a blue-gray kind of vibe, and then kind of maybe make it a little bit more red, fleshy, where he has those mouthy bits.
Mouthy bits?
Mouthy bits.
The enormous, like, vertical jaw.
That
on the
bit.
top there.
That's a mouthy. What's the term for that? What does one
I'd
officially
go with
call that?
Enormous vertical jaw. I'm not sure.
Mouthy bit.
The mouthy bits?
James, there should be a post that gives you directions on our Facebook page that says where to send your address.
Yeah, I'll respond.
Yep. Cool. That would be good. Excellent. Yeah, it was cool. Did they have a bounce house?
They did.
Oh my goodness.
They had a bounce house. They had some kind of like carnivalesque games where you could toss like basketballs and stuff. They had a hayride and some climby things.
Incliney things?
Like a pyramid of tires that you could climb and then slide down.
Oh, interesting.
It wasn't large scale by any means, but for like kids in
That sounds pretty large. Oh.
And like the younger age groups,
Right.
there was a lot of things for them to climb on.
Cool.
And for kids in the older age groups, there was corn.
All right. The corn maze.
Yep.
Excellent.
And it was dangerous corn because apparently we were warned when going in that we weren't allowed to participate in some of the... So whenever you'd find some of the scenes that they had set up, you could climb up some of them.
Oh, okay.
And like actually like climb through them and stuff. And some of them we were not allowed to because it had been raining earlier. And according to the very sweet young teenager who forewarned us and was stationed there to warn us,
Yeah.
they had a whole soccer team fall down one
Oh, okay.
and had to call people. So we could not take part
Oh,
in the climbing.
maybe next time.
It's fine. We'll see what's going on next year.
That sounds cool. Have to get the information from you.
Yeah, I bet your
And put it on
girls
the
would be in the great age
schedule.
range for it.
Yeah. I did something that some people in our group felt was kind of cheating a little bit. But I knew that if I didn't do it, we were going to be stuck in there forever. So at each of the locations, they had a map, and it was like a little UI here.
Oh, you don't get a map. Mine.
And yours, yeah. Well, it's
You get a good luck and a flag if you get lost.
cool.
And a light up sword.
Nice. See, that sounds good. But one of the cool things I was able to do with that photo of the maze that I took was later as as everybody else's interest was waning, but my daughter's, youngest daughter Lucy's interest was peaking, I could say, okay, now we come up to this fork here. You go left, I'll go right, and we'll meet at this spot up here.
Oh, nice.
That's cute.
So that we could cover more ground
Yeah.
to find the different things. And of course, I always sent her on the paths that were the longest, because I knew that she would be running them, and I could just walk casually and meet her, sort of precisely timed at the next spot. But it worked out well. She had a great time, and slept in on Sunday morning.
Oh, nice.
So that was good.
Everyone wins.
Everyone wins. There are things you got to plan as parents. Okay. Oops, sorry.
No, it's okay. Coming along.
Coming along there.
Yeah.
Yep. And now I'm going to go for the funky colours. Oop,
Dave enjoying funky colors.
funky colours. Purple and teal. Check it out. Something a little different. I thought they just looked nice in the kind of in front of the crazy spider legs. So I'll do this for her dress. Okay. Oh, Just Potter says, not just blood, but blood for the blood god. And those skulls weren't just skulls. They were skulls for the skull throne. Yes, indeed. JT condones mouthy bits. And James says, yes, kids have more energy. They do indeed. So that was good. But yeah, it was the first time we'd been to that particular corn maze. And so, of course, I asked, how long have you been doing this? And they were like, this is our first year.
Oh.
So the maze that they had, that they created with that, that was the tractor, was pretty amazing for the first year. I say amazing with all the puns intended. It was really good. And my goggles are slipping.
Get it together.
Sorry. I can't paint and be in costume at the same time. Who do you think I am, Gretchen?
I chose a comfy costume.
Yes, you did.
That's smart.
I chose a costume that lacked whimsy. That was my deal. I know as well. We haven't really been focused on Halloween this week. Our preparations are lacking a little bit. Because, and I know that you've got to follow up to this as well, but we've had new pets in our house.
Ooh.
Yes.
What have you gotten in your house?
We've had 6 cats.
6?
6. They aren't all going to be ours, but
How did that happen?
one of our neighborhood friends is very big on the animal welfare, and she happened to be out jogging one day, and she ran past the house and heard some mewling.
She
and
found kittens.
Found kittens. She found 6 kittens. No, she found 7 kittens. And so those 7 kittens have spent time on a neighbor's porch. And then, this is when the weather was a little bit warmer. They spent time on our porch. They spent time on at a somebody else, not quite in the neighborhood, but at their house. And then from Monday, they have been in our dining room.
Oh, does this mean you need help finding kitten homes?
No, I think we've found kitten homes for the other 4. We're keeping 2 of them.
As you do.
Yep. So, we're keeping 2 of them, and the other 4 are going on to other places.
I
They're not
can't
our
take any
house.
from you.
No, because
I'm already taking a kitten
you have a new kitten.
that needed help.
You're gonna have 2 cats?
Hmm?
You're gonna have 2 cats, Dave?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have
Kittens
new
first.
kittens, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So,
We are
Yeah.
we are a cat centric.
Yeah. And then I have a dog.
you have a dog?
You know?
So you have a dog, Gretchen has a dog,
And I have 2
we'll
cats.
have 2 cats, and Gretchen will have 2 cats.
Man.
James, this is what you have won.
Woo!
Red, green, James says, I have red, blue, green, and storm dragons. Now you have a purple mushroom dragon.
That cries green.
Yep.
Tears of green. Magic.
He matches me.
Yep.
He does.
I mean, I don't cry
Excellent.
green tears of mushroom, but James, I want a bobcat. I got a big giant Maine Coon cat who looks kind of like a lynx, and I have to say, big cats are nice.
He's so big.
Yep.
He is.
Seeing pictures of him, it's like, well, I think he's bigger than my dog.
He
'Cause
might be.
I have a Yorkshire Terrier.
Yes.
Okay.
Terrier.
He's bigger than your dog. Absolutely.
And so it's just funny because it's this like huge cat. Which he's not huge, but
Yeah, he's on the bigger side, but if you see him in person, you're like, I've had quite a few people come over and be like, oh, he's not as big as the pictures like make him seem. And
Okay.
then they forget how small other cats are.
right.
And I'm like, he's like 18 pounds of cat. Like,
Yeah.
he is larger than most dogs.
That 18 pounds of cat weighs more than all 6 of
Yep.
these
Oh my
kittens
goodness.
combined.
Well, the new kitten is, I mean, he's hopefully gaining more weight, but last time he was weighed, he was 2 pounds.
Right, yep.
And he was considered a little underweight, but we're working on fixing that.
The runt of this litter is just over 1 pound at the moment.
So they're young.
It's tiny. Yep. I would guess that they're probably about 5 weeks, 6 weeks maybe. So, yes, there's been a lot of attention given to them. I actually had to have a chat with my youngest daughter Lucy to say homework comes first. Cats come second.
Well, and they always need a little break occasionally. Not the children, like the cat. I mean,
No,
the
that's
children
right,
too,
yeah.
yes, but little new baby kittens can't be.
Can't be running around all the time.
They need a nap time.
They do. But no, it has been interesting. Interesting, indeed. We had to build a little corral for them. And then each night I've had to add something to it to prevent them from like leaping out from it.
Yeah, mine is very much tired of being quarantined away from the other animals.
Right.
But until he gets his last deworming treatment from being out in the woods, he absolutely cannot
Yep.
be with them. So he's just having to deal with it. And he has very loud opinions about that.
Right. Yep. Most of these ones are alright, but there's one that likes to climb up onto the crate that they have in the corral and then try and leap over the fence. So I've had to put boards up that are like 4 foot high so that it can't leap out. It's kind of ridiculous. But hopefully, by the time Sunday rolls around, we will only have the 2 left.
Oh, James apparently had a bobcat as a kid. That's cool.
My goodness.
My mom had a pet skunk.
Ooh.
He was descented because you can get rid of the scent glands that do that. Yeah.
Okay.
But still.
But yeah, she had a pet skunk.
Skunks are so funny.
She said it was very much like having a cat.
Yeah. I feel like you just see skunks, and they're just nibbling away on the ground.
Yep.
Just don't scare them. But they're just trying to mind their own business.
Kind of bumbling along,
Yeah.
doing their own thing.
Just boop, 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 boop.
Yep. That's pretty neat. Oh, howdy, Dave. Late again. We'll forgive you. Just this once. Maybe next time, too. Hope everything's going well. Just put us in for legal papers and had to sign Robert Cat. Yep. Excellent. And he was small, didn't know he was a bobcat at first. Yep. That'll do it. So yeah, if you get them early. It's the finding them a little bit later that's the problem. How's he coming along? Looking good?
He is looking pretty good. I got a little bit of red up there. I haven't painted his teeth yet because I just really didn't want to have to go around painting around the teeth to get that tiny little bit of red gum line.
Right.
So, a little bit of red at the tips of the fingers.
Yeah.
Hopefully to bring it through.
So you're going to put it, so the hands that are coming out from the armpits, you're going to put some red on those tips as well? Fingertips?
I might. He does have some, a little bit. It's not popping up on camera very well, but not a strong amount. Not quite like what he has on his hands. So we'll see. And then there's like glowing eyes kind of going on there with the box art.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, Dave almost says my Friday at work is rushing around to get stuff ready for vacation next week. Oh.
Ooh, vacay.
Are you going anywhere, or is it a Space Marine painting staycation?
I want a staycation. That sounds fun.
Staycation's gonna be good.
Dave's going to Disneyland.
Oh my goodness.
I want to go to Disneyland.
You've been already, Dave. I know you've been already. I've seen it all. No. I think you'll have an excellent time, of course. Excuse me. Nope, there we go. Cool. James was saying that the bobcat was very protective of he and his sister. Cool. I suspect it would get like that.
Like a Disney film. So it reads like a Disney film.
It does. It does. That'd be cool. She's coming along. I think I'm to sort of avoid trying to work out what these little spade things are at the end of her hand, I'm just going to cover them in blood.
That's smart.
Yeah. And just have like some go up onto the rest of her hands and her arms.
I totally agree with when in doubt, blood.
Cover it with blood.
Yep.
I think that would be good. Excellent.
And some little teeny bits.
I think it's going to have to be that way. What time have we got, Leona?
It is 7:56.
7:56. Should we check out the miniatures from the group?
Sure.
Or should we give it 4 minutes? Nah. Let's jump the gun. Cool. Let's do that. Let's check out the minis from the Painting Happy Little Minis Facebook group. So you submitted minis this week. Check them out. I wonder, do we have a lot of spooky options? Some spooky
Some
options?
people did. So, like for this one,
Cool.
Add Your
Oh.
Son made some
Ooh.
dollar store bat swarms.
Dollar store bat swarms and
It's like a combination of like glue, and the base I think was like on a bottle top
okay.
and hot glue.
And
And then
just
he
put them all
painted
together.
So, and then there was one that was a fire bat. So
There was what?
they were like fire bats.
Fire
They were
bats?
painted orange.
Okay.
The color scheme,
But they weren't on fire.
correct?
Because that would be frightening as well.
Yeah.
I mean, bats are scary enough as is.
That's really cool. I love seeing stuff from like the dollar store turned into like
Decorative or gaming pieces.
yeah.
Yep. For sure. Nice work there. Thank you. I think, yeah, very, very clever ideas and great source of material. Look at those bats. Look at them. Those bats have long legs. Oh, Ashlyn has painted up a second orc for October. Looking very cool there, Ashlyn. Nice. I'm a big fan of the silver chipping along the edge of the those metal pieces. So like there's the claw is painted red, but then the silver chipping along the edge there looks very cool, and across the bottom of the jaw there as well looks very neat. This is a nice, very cool looking orc. I think this one I think was also from the Assault on Blackreach starter set from like 5th edition 40k. So, I don't know if that had been 2007, 2008, something like that. But no, great work, Ashlyn. Looks very cool. Oh, Betsy painted up this awesome fire elemental, lava golem. I'm not sure.
Oh, that looks cool. I love how glowy it looks
Yeah.
from the inside.
It does look really glowy, doesn't it? I think Betsy's got the perfect combination there of like not too much of that really bright yellow white, but plenty of the darker orange and the reds there. But it's just working really perfectly against that black and grey.
The right amount of contrast.
Yeah, yeah. You haven't gone too crazy on that one, Betsy. It looks awesome. And of course, the base just sells it as well. That wonderful crackle medium used across there to get that. I think it's crackle medium. Looks like it. But yeah, awesome job. I think it looks. You can feel the heat coming off it from here. Nice work. I think Betsy was saying that her and him weren't going to be in the chat tonight,
Correct.
but they'll catch the show later.
Yep, I saw this. Callie painted this. This is a super cool repaint, I think. Just did such a very cool job.
I saw that, and it was just, it doesn't even look like the same material texture.
Yep,
Like, it looks like an actual mini.
it does, doesn't it? Yeah, I think taking it from that. Well, it had that strange translucent plastic before, but I think Callie's done a great job getting that excellent skinned hair, the little auburn touch to the hair. It was very cool.
A little bit of highlights, and those flowers look beautiful. They look plush, like just fresh hibiscus. Like
They do look awesome, don't they? Just and again, like great contrast there as well. That the white of the flowers and the just that pink at the center, magenta. Yep, beautiful work there, Callie. Awesome. Oh, Chris Gorka's painted up Drax. Now, obviously Drax here is green, and I'm sure he's green in the comics. But in the movies, the MCU movies, would you say that he was green or gray?
a gray blue.
Gray blue?
Yeah.
Yep. Leona?
I agree. It's gray, but then the way the light was, his shadows were like blue.
Okay. There you go. So my wife and daughters swore that he was green.
Really?
So it's like I
Maybe
couldn't.
he is green. Maybe we're all just like.
Yeah, maybe. I think I went with the gray too.
Oh my goodness! This one
green?
picture, he really looks
green?
green.
Really looks green.
Do we just have
Yeah.
like all horrible memory collectively?
Possibly.
But like also in the movie, he looks gray.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's like purple. Because the light changes.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's when he's in the... It's scenes when he's in the prison that he looks most green.
Right.
Because there's
Maybe
lots of
he's
like
color
yellow.
changing like an alien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh says it's green that reads gray on screen. Well,
Okay.
I appreciate Chris choosing a color and making it non-arguable.
Right. Me too.
I like it better whenever I know what colors I'm looking at with my eyeballs.
Yeah.
I just never realized how much, like looking at the Drax pictures online,
Yeah.
the color lighting in that movie changes like 5 times. So
Oh yeah. Yeah.
it's definitely just the background lighting
Right. Yeah.
that we're seeing.
There was a lot of great lighting in that movie.
Which is cool, yeah.
Yep,
I'm really enjoying. I'm like, wow, there's a color story. Oh my gosh.
But for Chris's mini here, I should get back to that. So there's a lot of things I really like. I love the softness of the purples on his pants there,
Yeah.
and which is a great juxtaposition against the hard edge of the blue, the bluish metallic on the on his greaves and his boots. Just looks really. It's a great using that technique. Basically creating 2 different textures because they would be 2 different textures. Sometimes when we paint, we'll paint and we highlight the same regardless of what the texture is. But this is very definitely pulling those 2 things apart, separating them. But it looks fantastic. And those bricks on the base as well look real, don't they?
Yeah, kind of almost powdery, like they've been kicked around a bit.
There might be a little bit of
Middle of the mayhem.
weathering powder on there, a little bit of pigment, but no, great work, Chris. It looks great. Oh, Clive has painted up. What is this guy? Who's this guy?
He didn't say.
He didn't say.
Mystery.
Mystery man. He's got a bit of a giant feel to him.
Yeah, definitely.
Like a frost giant,
Hammer.
storm giant kind of feel. But at the same time,
that
those
old Gorka subtlety.
yes.
I thought it was going to tell me what the mini was. I was excited.
Josh will tell us in a minute. But yeah, it's got that giant sort of feel, but at the same time, the legs are quite stocky. Those skulls would be enormous. If it was a giant, they would be giant skulls. So maybe it's a dwarf pretending to be a giant. I'm not sure.
Well, because you can see where his feet are. He's standing on a rock.
Yep.
So he does almost have like dwarven proportions.
Yep. I'm not sure. So curious. But no, I think particularly the basing that Clive's done here, I'm really liking that. Those little sort of stalagmites growing up, looking very cool, and those the skulls as well. Nailed those skulls. Looking cool, Clive. We need to know what it is. Let us know. Let us know. Oh, speaking of blood, like putting blood on it.
That is awesome.
Yep. Cody's Wendigo.
Has it murdered something on the base?
I think so. Yes.
Looks like a blurred out.
Yes, you don't want to.
Corpsey bit.
You don't want to get that. I think you need to blur that out for like Facebook or Instagram purposes. But yeah, I think just did a fantastic job here. The painting has really accentuated the sculpt, and the sculpt is super fierce and pointy and sharp, and would murderize you. Very much so. Murderized, for sure. But great work, Cody. This is it's a beautiful job. I think the colors look great. The highlighting is excellent. And yeah, those teeth and the edges of the antlers. Nope, all good. So, thanks for that, Cody. Moving on, this is Daniel Estep with their Halloween game.
This is the Halloween town I was talking about.
Yep.
That's cool. That's
And
like a
earlier he
whole
had showed a
setup.
picture. Yeah, he had showed a picture without the lights.
Okay.
And then this is a picture with the lights,
Yep.
which I thought was really fun.
That's cool.
Yep. That's somebody who really A, enjoys gaming, B, enjoys Halloween, C, enjoys gaming on Halloween. So he's gone to a lot of trouble
Chair
there.
back so I can grab paints.
But yeah, it's just brilliant. I think it's great with that. Obviously, we can't see the sort of the details on the minis or the buildings, but when you're playing a game on Halloween with this sort of setup, you don't really need to see those. You can just get stuck into the gaming and immerse yourself in that.
I like all the giant pumpkins.
The giant pumpkins. Yep. Oh,
Very
I guess
Halloween town kind of feel.
Yeah. I guess State Fair is just around the corner. You need to take those in and get them weighed. But no, Daniel's done an awesome job here. I think that'd be a lot of fun to play on. Regardless of the game, really. Yep, looks great. Nice one. Well, hey! Who's this guy?
Who's this guy?
Dave Taylor. Yes, this is
We
a...
just don't know. Said we just don't know.
We
It's
just
some
don't
guy
know.
who just sends stuff in all the time. Just keeps happening.
I wonder who this painter is. He's amazing.
No, this is a model that I've done a couple of conversions on, some slight conversions. This is from the Dominion box set, the Warhammer Age of Sigmar Dominion box set. This is a character called Indrasta, so I have taken her and switched a few things around and added in some of those little servo skulls to make her the reincarnated form of Saint Sabat. It's a character from the Gaunt's Ghosts novels. And because I'm working on an army of Gaunt's Ghost miniatures, I wanted to include her. So I have gone and done so. So everybody gets a sneak peek here. I haven't put it up on my Instagram yet. I've got a few more things to put up on my Instagram before then.
Watching our show.
Pardon?
Said more perks of watching our show. Sneak peeks.
See some early stuff. Sneak peeks. But, Yeah, Dave. Well, only a couple of conversions. Only some little things. I took off the. Usually has a little black collar at the back, so I took that off. And she has a spear. She's holding up a spear normally, so I cut the top of the spear off and replaced it with that banner top there. And then just added the what do you call them? The servo skulls that are floating around there. In the book, there's a point where she sort of appears for the first time to most of the troops, and she has 9 of those servo skulls floating around her.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. I made 9 of them, and then I started to try and find places to put them on the model, and I was like, yeah, that's too many. That would just look... Too many. It would just look silly. I could have gone for I think 3 is a good number.
Yeah.
I could have fit...
It's like the triumvirate. It looks nice.
Yeah.
Creating a triangle.
Yeah, it's not too bad. But too many servo skulls? I don't think so. But yeah, so pretty excited about that. I'm using the Gene Stealer Cult's army list for folks who know what that is. And so she was going to be used as a patriarch. So she's obviously a matriarch. So she'll be pretty fierce in combat. I'll throw her in there quite a bit. But it was a lot of fun to go through and prime the wings white, and then put the athematic blue contrast paint over them, and then went and painted all of the little veins on the feathers. So all of those tiny lines are all hand painted. There's a lot of them.
That's a lot. Yeah.
But it was very relaxing. It was kind of cathartic to go through and do it. Just did like the back of the wing. But yeah, she was a lot of fun to work on. I should have some, I need to take some better photos of her as well. Yeah, cool. Sean says, nice. Shiny Dave, as always. It'll look nice with the rest of your converted Gaunt's ghosts. I think it will. She's going to look good on the tabletop. Flux. It painted up it said my second plague dock is done with my second attempt to paint bottles. So, yep.
Ooh, well, they look very nice.
Yep. I always love a good plague doctor model. They're super cool. But yeah, as Gretchen has said, they do look very cool. And I think it was Leona. Leona, you commented on this one and said that the doing black for the top of the bottles,
Yes.
was a very good choice. Yeah, it definitely was. It helps the contents of the bottle stand out from the rest of it. I think if you'd gone with a like a blue glass or a green glass, it would have been a bit confusing. But going with that black there.
The black glass was really smart because then it's very readable as glass with something in it.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have any questions. And we kind of know that it's, like, toxic because it's this black glass.
Black and green.
With these bright,
yeah,
sort of potion-y, like, you don't think it's just, like, water or something. And
yeah.
I just felt like it was really successful.
No, definitely.
I really liked it.
Definitely cool. Great work, Flux. Looking good. Oh, yeah. Jeff has started to paint some things from Rising Sun. So this is the Oni of Plagues, which is looking...
And I think he said he only has, like, 8 more
right.
Oni.
Only
to
8
paint.
more Oni.
And I was like, oh, boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I love this. I think one of the things I love a lot about it, it's going to be strange, is that it's the white. So the white robes. Fantastic, because it helps all of the other detail pop. So that red and the and the gold and the black and that sort of blue gray. I say blue gray. My wife would say green. But yeah, I think it's it just balances it all really nicely. Pushes all of that detail up around the face to be the most prominent.
And it's kind of interesting because the robes are all white. So, yeah, I think that use of gold and red is really smart.
Yeah. Yep, very definitely. And with that, like the silver on the blades almost blending into the white, it also continues to help frame that that face. But yeah, beautiful work there, Jeff. Looking forward to seeing the next one. Great. I'm hoping Jeff will do them so we can present them in like every week or every other week, kind of in a Roger Moore style.
Yeah.
So we can be like, oh, the next one's here.
Right, exactly.
The new episode of Jeff Pate's
I know Roger
Rising Sun.
needs to find a new board game that has like 100+ models.
We need to send him one. Gonna be good. But Gary painted up this excellent orc. It's like an orc paladin.
Yeah,
think.
that's cool.
Happy October, indeed. Happy October, indeed. No, it looks very, very cool. I think it's kind of tough. I can't quite tell, but it looks like he's got like black hair that's maybe pulled back in a ponytail.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a bit of an overbite there. But yeah, this looks really, really good there. One of the things I like as well is that you've got that really bright saturated green for the skin. You see it there on the elbow as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then that sort of more desaturated, deeper, darker red for the cloak. There's a great balance there. And I like the green as well on the basing is different again from the face. Nice work, Gary. Very cool. Oh, JT's finished up his Customs Thousand Sun Sorcerer. I think we saw the work in progress of this last week. But, yep. But, yeah, Gary's done a great job on this. Looks very cool. All that gold trim. But no, I like that so you've got the gold, the red, and the all that bone, the parchment on the scrolls at the front. All nice and warm. And then you put that pop of blue, that pale blue, to bring that temperature balance back in. But yeah, looking great. Nice work, JT. Look forward to see the next one. Oh, I wasn't sure how you were going to treat this photo, whether you were going to slice out one of them or not. But I was like, I hope she shows all of them. But yeah, these look great, Kelsey. I think some of my favorite Nolz's minis, the Frost Giant, Kraken, and the Storm Giant. Yep, these are great. Have you painted that? That's not you didn't paint that Frost Giant. Have you painted
I didn't paint that Frost Giant.
I wasn't sure whether you'd painted another one like that.
Mine was from their Epic Encounters, I think.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. It was.
I think we had that Frost Giant or something.
Right, okay.
I think at one point maybe someone painted it.
I'm not sure.
I don't remember. Both of them, actually.
We lose track.
We do. So many miniatures. In Sunday, it'll be 4 years
Yeah.
that I've been on the show.
That means it'll be 3 years for me.
Yep. Wow. Crazy. But, yeah, I think Kelsey's done an awesome job here. I'm really loving that Kraken as well. It's just really sort of angry coming at you. I bet you it wishes its jaw was larger. It's got a fantastic sort of shark shape to that jaw.
It's something very animalistic about it. It doesn't necessarily look as, I don't want to say necessarily humanoid, but I feel like some Krakens look more intentional, whereas this one is just, I feel like he's just a wild
Kraken.
Yeah,
Yep.
just...
This one would not need to be unleashed.
Yeah, he's just living his life.
Or released. Yeah. But no, fantastic work, Kelsey. I think that looks great. Thank you for sharing. Oh, Leah Green is a new member. Has pinned up a beholder. Was this Lee's second mini?
Something
I think second or third mini.
Yeah.
An absolutely fantastic job. I love the feeling there that the eyes are like checking out what the dice rolls were. What did I get? Did I hit him? Who can I eat? Very much like that. But no, I think Lee, this is a great, done a great job on that beholder there. It's very nice. And as I always say, one of the most important things when you start painting is that neatness. And I think you got that going on. Each of those eyeballs looks great. You got a little bit of blood and gunk on the teeth too.
Important.
Yep, very definitely. So welcome to the group, and fantastic mini. Thank you for sharing.
Beholders don't brush.
Beholders don't brush. They've got no hands. They'd have to like just stand in front of like a horse and go like that. I don't think the horse would stand still for it though.
Probably not.
Probably not. Michael Bull has painted up some Skaven clan rats for Age of Sigmar. These are looking very cool. I love that kind of, again, bluish grey. I'm going to call it bluish grey. On the skin and the fur there of a couple of those on the right. But I think one of the great things you got going on there is that the rusty metal. You've got similar colours that you've used across all three models, but each one's like a slightly different take as to like where the rust is flaked off and fresh metal has been revealed.
So they're different,
Yeah.
I was about to say biting styles, fighting styles. Like they probably also bite.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. They'd definitely be biting too. But they look great. And I love those bases as well. Those are not GW bases. I think, not sure if they're cast that way or if you used a like texture roller. Green Stuff World, a couple other places have texture rollers to create flagstones and cobblestones and stuff like that. But yeah, beautiful work there, Michael. Looks great. Oh yes. Oh yes, I remember this. Yep, Philip Dickinson's been painting up a whole bunch of orcs for October, no doubt. And yeah, this crazy mechanical walker thing is insane. I don't know where it's from. I suspect it's a 3D print, but it's looking fantastic. And it's still got. I was still going to be working on some basing there on the. So the left leg is sort of stepped on that big piece is stepped back. The right leg is forward. The left arm is reaching down. It's kind of crushing that that Tau tank there. So we've still got that Tau tank to paint. And I'm hoping there's going to be like an explosion or some smoke coming up out of that. That would look fantastic. But I think paint-wise, Philip, you've done an awesome job here. That yellow is looking great, and the I think I'm going to guess that they're decals for the checkerboard pattern there. But yeah, regardless, it looks fantastic. Great work, Philip. Oh, and Philip was obviously doing this at lunchtime. You know how I can tell?
Oh.
Go back. Sandwich. I only see that now because I'm hungry. Awesome, Philip. Great work. Last one, Sean. Some more work in progress on the this is the War Master, I think. You have to let me know, Sean, if you're still in the chat there. But yeah, looking very cool. We really enjoyed seeing it last week, and yeah, seeing this extra detail. I think last week we didn't have the plasma guns on the arms.
Nope.
So those it did, of course, still have the knee guns last week. We did note that. I think this week Sean's also done the checker pattern between the shoulders so just above the head there. And the missile rack, I think last week the missiles were just black. It's kind of like a spot the difference.
It is kind of.
It feels like a spot the difference thing. But yeah, looking great. So Sean's, yep, lets me know, yes, the War Master. But yeah, beautiful work there. I love that silver's got maybe it's just my eyes, but I think it's got a little bit of a blue tinge to it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's possibly the orange is creating that
The contrast with the tones.
that feel. But yeah, looking great there, Sean. Excited to see it next week's in progress picture. Looking good. I have to ask you as well, Sean, as we go back to painting. The scroll across the top of the Titan there. Have you decided how you're going to work on putting some script into that? Are you going to paint it on with a brush, a tiny brush? Or are you going to use a mechanical pencil? Or a, what are they called? Rapidograph pens? Like very fine micrograph pens? Something like that? I don't know. You can get them that are something that are down to like fractions of a millimeter. And they can be a little bit easier to work with when you're writing on the script. You'll have to let us know, Sean. But what I will say there is practicing whatever you're going to put on that script, practicing on a piece of paper beforehand. Just write it a bunch of times. Maybe sketch out a scroll that's the same size as what's on the Titan there, and practice it inside that as well. Because yeah, once you've gone to all that trouble for painting the rest of that huge mini, you don't want to mess up. And practice makes perfect. Keep thinking I should put a little pattern on the dress.
Yeah, give her some fashion.
Should I do some like flowers or something like that? Maybe?
How else is she supposed to convince people that she's definitely not a weird spider person? Because I would bet lots of money that at first you don't see all of that, and it's just
Right.
like, I'm a normal lady. And then,
Yeah, it's like she's moving across. Maybe her feet just drag on the floor
yeah.
as she floats across.
You gotta give her a normal lady dress first.
Okay.
One that says, I am definitely not a spider.
I'm just here to borrow some sugar.
Yes.
That's what it is. I think the hairstyle with the like the rolled up bangs there gives it a very sort of 50s 60s feel.
I would agree with that.
So okay, let's try and do that. I think I did over the week was actually did it this afternoon. I trimmed down my paint selection to bring to the show.
Oh.
So I don't have quite as many paints. But hopefully what I brought will be enough. Let's try. Yeah, I think I've got some good colors to use. I'm going to go with desert yellow for the petals of flowers, and some orange for the central part of the flower. What's that called?
Like this stamen?
Possibly. Is that it? I was going to say stamen, but I wasn't 100% sure.
I'm not a botanist.
No?
Though it would be really cool if I was. I would keep so many plants alive.
Let's go with that then. Yep. Add a little bit of ivory into the... Oh, can't see I'm mixing. There we go.
Sorry.
That's cool. No, you're good. So yeah, get some desert yellow, mixing in some ivory into that to lighten it up a little bit. And now I probably should use some orange first to get those centers of flowers so they can know where to do the petals. So we'll start with this. And I'm just going to put these in little lobs around her dress. Kind of a random pattern.
You're not just gonna wing it?
Well, what? I guess random, like pattern and random don't go together, do they? A random approach. Yeah. I'm very definitely winging it, without a doubt. I think I'm just going to concentrate on the front of the dress. So some large arachnid limbs getting in the way. At the back. I think that'll be fine. Kind of looks like the dress has chicken pox now. A little bit. But there we go. Some up on the sleeve. How's yours coming along?
Mine is coming along pretty well. I got some teethy bits. I got some red. I got some eyes that are glowing. I got
Oh, cool.
doing a little bit of highlighting on the back.
Oh, is there more teeth on the back, or what's that? Is it just
No, it's like
like a rocky texture? Oh, okay.
ish, maybe. It's maybe hair, maybe brains. I'm not sure
Right.
what it was meant to be, but I gave it a weird fleshy color.
Right.
And it had maybe a hair texture.
Okay.
I haven't, I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like if I were to put some kind of gloss over it, it would look like brains. And I feel like if I were to paint it more brown or hair colored, it would look like hair.
Okay. Do you think it might be rocks? Could it be a rocky texture as well? Or more just...
It had like flowing lines in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It looked more like fluid.
Interesting.
Because I thought rocks at first too, especially when I saw that art on the front.
Right.
That looked like a very rocky kind of vibe, but
Yeah. Interesting. I'm not sure.
really is.
I just realized after putting out like about 20 of these orange dots that then if I do like 8 petals around each one, that's a lot of petals.
Maybe that's just the type of dress.
Did two petals for each one?
Just 2 petals. It's all good.
But I was like, why didn't I do 6?
Because you were like, you know what this lady needs? A really busy dress.
She does. That's what she's getting, whether she likes it or not.
She works hard being a spider lady and deserves a nice dress.
She does. This is definitely her Sunday best.
All the petals.
I'm going to say her expression is a little grumpy. So,
Maybe she doesn't like the fact that people are causing her to ruin her best dress.
that could be it.
Josh says it might be brain hair.
Brain hair. That would be amazing. Okay.
Josh also says 2 petals might look like an airplane propellers. Maybe she's into aviation.
Ooh, possibly. That sounds coming
Kate
along.
says she's mad someone is walking on her just mopped floor.
Actually, yeah, that'd be a good one. So,
I'd be mad if someone walked on my just mopped floor.
yeah. I'd cut them some slack. But that's just me. Usually because I'm the one who walks on the just mopped floor. Accidentally. If you don't put up a sign, who's to know? It's kind of working out on some of these. So it's not. But I'm glad that my brush is nice and pointy. I'm also glad that I got the double color contrast whammy.
Mm-hmm.
So the orange on the blue and the like bone yellow on the purple. Yeah. It's coming along nicely. There we go. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 flowers to go.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Almost there. Almost there. So have you worked out what you're doing for Halloween?
No.
No?
Gonna get some candy. Gonna probably put it in a bowl and put it on the porch like I did last year. I don't know if kids actually took the candy or if someone just like stole the candy.
Right.
But either way, it was gone in the morning.
Okay.
So,
Right here.
like that worked, right? Might invite some friends to watch some movies,
Cool.
maybe some spooky movies, and hang out, give out candy. James says, "Turn out the lights and hide."
We'll do that after a certain point, once all our candy runs out.
I typically like giving out candy. I like seeing the costumes and stuff. It's just with COVID, I've been a lot more cautious.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Children are not known for being clean. And they're all back in school now, where they're
Yep.
talking and touching other children. So,
Yes. There we go.
but
Nope.
yeah, I think that'll be a simple night in, hand out candy, watch some thematic movies. I just cleaned up my whole basement and made it all nice and good looking, so
Cool.
I'm excited about that.
Very nice. Good. I spent quite a bit of time this week thinking about cleaning up my basement.
Well, to be fair, I only cleaned out about half of the basement. The other half is still not horribly messy. Like, it's cluttered.
Okay.
Cluttered messy. It needs a reorganizational structure
Right.
in order to thrive.
Yep.
But I'm hoping to get the kitten gets his last dewormer tomorrow, so I'm hoping that I can start, integrating him a little bit more into the household and having him have longer playtime with the big cat
Right.
without the big cat squashing him.
Okay. Yes, that would be good. You don't want your new cat squashed by the 18-pound cat.
The big cat loves the little cat, and the big cat just wants to play with the little cat. The problem is the big cat is still kind of a kitten himself. He's only a year old.
Right.
And so he wants to play like a kitten with the kitten. And that involves tackling and wrestling and a lot of bapping. And the kitten does want to play with Calcifer back. He's not scared of him. He wants to wrestle him. They just don't always realize the inherent dangers of size difference.
Yeah.
They haven't learned why people invented weight classes for wrestling yet. And I'm pretty sure he's probably going to learn this weekend when I let them have like a longer play time. He's only hissed once or twice at Calcifer for playing too rough. And the first time Calcifer was like, yes, I have played too rough. Let me lick you and make amends, and I will play less rough. And then the second time, Calcifer doubled down and was like, no, this is how we play.
This is fun.
This
is how
why aren't you
we
having
do
fun? So he's definitely embraced his big brother identity, and he's happy with that.
Excellent.
Right now it's fun.
Yeah, he's like, don't tell mom.
Yeah, don't tell Mom.
You're not hurt. You're just being a wimp. Whereas the dog is very concerned with how small the kitten is. He is very concerned.
Right.
It's kind of like the equivalent, I feel like, of handing a baby to someone who's not used to babies.
Right.
That's how he interacts around the kitten. He likes the kitten, he sniffs the kitten, he wags his tail, and otherwise ignores the kitten, and he doesn't mind if the kitten jumps on him. But if the kitten tries to actively cuddle him, he's just like, oh, you're small. You are small.
You were far too small for this.
Which is sad, because the kitten probably likes him more than Calcifer.
Right. Oh, well. That's fine. Whoop. There we go. We got, David Holmes said, Josh is, she's part spider, she might like flyers. Right there with you, Dave. Substitute basement for garage. So, you don't have a basement, do you, Dave? It was out in Arizona. Yeah.
Because of the bedrock. It's like a foot down.
Right.
In Louisiana, they don't have basements either. I didn't have
That's 'cause
understand.
flooding.
Yeah, I didn't understand basements until Maryland.
That's fair.
I thought they were super cool though. I was like, this is neat.
Yep.
Whole other floor.
It's like a room
It is. It's,
downstairs. And it's dark.
then I didn't like basements. I learned that there are spiders in basements. It kind of killed the excitement.
Yep. Excellent.
All right, I think this guy is about as painted as he can get.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna call him done.
I'm getting close with this lady. She's almost done. Hang on a sec. I just have to highlight the, just doing a quick edge highlight on the sharp claws there. So I've mixed up some blue, some dark Prussian blue, some black, and some ivory. Sounds like an odd combination, but it's basically to get a nice blue-gray. So that I can get the edges of these, the claws that she's got going on up the top here. So when you have that nice sharp edge grey, it gives a bit more of a chitinous look. There's that hard exoskeleton.
See if maybe there's a brown to go over that leather so it's less red and more.
So, nope, not quite showing up from the front, so a little bit of just pick some different spots to highlight it so that you can see it from the front. There we go. Should I just stick with the white eyes?
They are creepy.
They are creepy.
I've gone with really big, glowing kind of things. Maybe should I pop a little bit of yellow in there?
Oh, there we go.
Maybe. Okay, a little bit of yellow. Thin that down. So I'm just going to put this, rather than painting the yellow directly onto the white there, I'm just going to put it as a bit of a glaze. So it's very translucent. We'll see how that looks. Can we tell that that's a little bit different? Yeah, I think so. Cool. What do you think of the flowers? Do you like them?
They're beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, they're really cool.
I was wondering, should I splatter some blood on the dress?
Ooh, make it look like she's
Or
murdered
around her
someone
mouth.
recently.
Hmm? Around the mouth, you think? What would you say, Gretchen?
Said make it look like she's murdered someone recently.
Yeah. Just got that. Got the. I need to lighten up that blood on the hands there, and then I'll put a little bit more around the mouth. There we go. Oh. Yeah, that works pretty well. A little bit of gloss varnish. Back over the red. And then on around the mouth there. And I might just thin down some of this burnt red we've got here and run it over the fleshy bits on the back there. So it looks a little bit more tortured. That's just me using my finger to brush any paint off the tops of those bits there. But yep, I think that works. Excellent. Gloss varnish.
Just adding a little bit of sepia tone on top of some of these leathery bits to
Okay, I'm gonna go for the
make them more leathery.
spinner a little bit. The base is a little bit flexy, so when it's in the mini holder, but thankfully the rest of the model is a little bit flexy too. So, oh, there's that guy from last week. I'm just going to move my palette so I don't get my jacket or my tie in the paints. There we go.
All right, you ready for mine to join
Here
yours?
she comes. Almost.
Ready?
There we go. How does she look? Oh.
Haha.
Ah! Oh, look at that face. How cool is that? Yeah, that's really nice. Excellent.
It's just a big zipper. See, that was his Halloween costume. You
Yep.
see, that's
Excellent.
yeah. He's got some kind of mouthy bit.
It does have mouthy bits there. Hooray for mouthy bits.
I'm
But
glad
now-
you can see the face on those hands when it spins around.
Yeah. Yep. It's like, check my face.
It's gonna talk to you.
I put my costume back on and end the show.
You can do it.
Hmm?
You can do it. Just quick change.
Quick change.
Don't forget about the giveaways.
Nope.
Oh,
We
sorry.
won't.
Totally forgotten about
Absolutely not.
that. So, just to let everybody know, these minis that we painted tonight are from the Fireteam Zero Monster Pack A. And there are 3 other equally creepy minis in that box set. Gretchen.
All right. Well, we are going to have I'm looking at my cheat sheet. Shh. Leona actually gave me one. So we are going to have the winner for the 2K winner, because we had been talking about that for a while.
Yep.
And that is going to be November 1st.
How do we
But
call
we're
this?
also going to have, and was my momentary confusion when I was reading, a November mini giveaway. Potentially 3 minis. There's 3 fingers. Yeah.
Happen 3.
It's like you can't see the number.
Nope.
Holding up 2.
I don't know how many minis. Some minis.
And are we doing the army painter giveaway now?
No, that's mid-November.
It said live now. I was excited.
Sorry.
So it's live now. You can go and enter the competition.
Yes.
That's to win the Army Painter air paint set.
Ooh,
So it
that's
has
exciting.
the
That's a pretty good giveaway.
12 paints in there, including the 100ml bottle of the primer, airbrush primer. So super cool.
So
You're just
we're
looking at
gonna
me
have-
funny because my voice has changed, right?
It really has with the masks. So that means we have the giveaway that is going on right now with the Army Painter set. We have the November mini giveaway with potentially 3 minis. And we have the 2K winner giveaway. So,
So many giveaways.
wow. That's a lot. We are really going for it for November.
We
Like,
are indeed. We are
We're gonna have
indeed,
to,
Gretchen.
we're setting the bar.
We are
We're
giving
gonna
away
have to do
everything.
so much for December.
Be careful we don't give you away.
Maybe we'll have
They'd have to
12
catch
days. Maybe we'll have 12 days
Gotta
of
catch me.
giveaways.
Was that 12
12
days ago?
days of giveaways? That would be fun.
That would be
Should we
awesome.
I
do
would
that?
feel like Oprah. Let's
Yeah.
do that.
You
We
get
can.
a prize, and you get a prize.
I like
Everybody
that idea.
wins.
I like that idea. 12 days of giveaways.
That would be cool.
Um,
Excellent.
but yeah, so next week, fun fact, we are going to be painting the snake god from Epic Encounters. That's here. Can you reach it?
There we go.
So we showed that
Temple of
last
the Snake
time.
God.
We are going to be painting the snake god. I'm super excited to paint that because I'm going to paint it like my pet snake I used to have. And I'm all excited. I think it's going to be awesome.
If you get too close.
Before we round up the show, though, and give our little goodbyes, make sure that if you are not part of our Painting Little Happy Minis Facebook page, you go ahead and join so that you can take part in all of the giveaways that we do. Next week, I'm too busy spending monies. You can stream us at Disney.
It's the future, Dave.
Yeah.
You can do this.
You can just there's lines. Okay. You can just pop us up there. Watch some paint dry while you wait in line.
While you're waiting for Space Mountain, just you can watch us paint minis.
But make sure you go to the Painting Happy Little Minis Facebook page, click join, and that is where we will announce all of our giveaways, and you will have everything perfectly lined up for you so that you can take part in them.
And you can share your minis there.
And you can share all your minis so that you can be in our lovely little mini parade that we do on the show.
It's still kind of strange, like nobody got to see my face and just be like, it almost feels like the Swedish Chef.
But that, I think, brings us to the end of our show.
Sorry, I'm just taking it way beyond where it needs to be. Oh my goodness.
That's Evil Dave, and I'm Gretchen the Dragon. And we'll see you next time.